Okay, now story in The Last Airbender. I'm just gonna say it. It's not very good. If I have to explain it, it's pretty much Aang, who is this last Airbender, who he looks like his head is a scrotum with a tattoo. I'm sorry, he's a bald 10-year-old, and he's supposed to be this magical thing called the Avatar, even though Avatar was taken, so they only called it Last Airbender. So he is the last Airbender. What does that mean? He's the only one that can do the airbending. You can throw freaking air. Ooh, I have a fan. Anyway, that means he is also the Avatar, which means he can do all these elements, which is earth, fire, and wind, and water, and freaking cum and all that stuff. He could do everything. He could launch everything in there. So everybody is hating on him because he's the player of the town. So the Fire Nation, they're a bunch of gangsters. They come up and they're like, "Yo, man, we don't like you. All right? You taking all our women, you fucking all our bitches. It's a little demeaning, all right? And we're supposed to be bad guys. You're like a 10-year-old and you're taking our bitches. Come on." And pretty much the story picks off after that. Oh, and also Aang has two little slaves with him. One's named Suki and one's Kakupa or whatever. I don't know. White bitch and white guy. Everybody's white in this film except the Fire Nation. They're all Indians, so Native Americans. I'm sorry. That's racist. Anyway, story. What did you think of the story?
I don't know if I can explain it any better than that. I thought the story was by far the weakest part of the movie. It wasn't told well by any means. To get the story, I guess you just have to watch the cartoon itself. And the way it's told in here, it's not good at all. M. Night Shyamalan has done much better work. And in this, it's very convoluted and there's no character development whatsoever. So the story, I think we're pretty much agreeing that it's shit.
Yeah, not much better work though. Sixth Sense was good and Unbreakable, but The Happening is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my fucking life. So just saying that. But he's made a lot of great movies. Unbreakable, I love that film. I love Sixth Sense. So, and Signs is okay. So, yeah, I know I didn't explain the story like it actually told, but I think that's a better story anyway. So, if you really want the story described to you, go fuck yourself.
Okay, so we're moving on to the acting of the film. We got Noah Ringer playing as how they pronounce it in the film, Ong, which is the lead character. He's horrible. He doesn't look anything like the character. I shouldn't say that. He looks a bit like the character, but a Caucasian version. Don't ask me why did they cast a Caucasian character. It's the worst thing ever. And we got Slumdog Millionaire's Dev Patel as Zuko. I guess he's the most tolerable work here out of the whole film. And then we got Katara and Sokka. Sokka played by Jackson Rathbone from Twilight. Anything
Oh,
he's in, he ruins. And we got Nicola Peltz playing as Katara, and she's horrible. I don't know where she came from, but I don't like her at all. So my summary in this is the acting's horrible. What do you think, Gore?
well, yeah, that girl who plays guitar, she could go back wherever the hell she was. I don't know. She's terrible. Everybody's terrible in this, but I gotta admit, Noah Ringer, he is so bad that I forget how bad that kid in Episode 1 Star Wars was as Anakin Skywalker. If you ever seen that,
That's right.
oh, that was bad. But he just after playing the movie back in my head. In my review, I didn't talk about him that much. In playing it back in my head, I'm like, every time he talked, I wanted to punch him because he just pissed me off. And I'll just say right here, I did like something about him. He is good with action. I have to say that. He's good with action. He is good with jumping around, look like an idiot. Sure, it might not be him, but at least it kind of looks like him. And I gotta admit, he works good with special effects. So it might not be him, but it looks like him. So maybe it's not a stuntman. If it is, then never mind. He sucks. Everybody else sucks. Dev Patel is the best part of this, even though he overacts a little bit. And Sean Tobe, who plays his uncle, I have to admit, he was the best part in the movie. I actually felt for his character. He was like the nice guy of the Fire Tribe. He wasn't like, Avatar, you shouldn't have all those bitches. He was like, you know what? I think you deserve those bitches because you're the last Airbender and you're awesome. So even though he's not in the film, but whatever. I thought the acting was bad. So anything else you want to say about the acting?
No, but what was M. Night Shyamalan's cameo in this one?
Oh, he was the Rock. He didn't know that. He had his head sticking out too. Oh no, that's right. He played every single freaking Fire Nation guy.
That's right.
No, that's racist. I'm sorry. That's mean. I'm sorry. I love every Native American out there, except every single one. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's go on to the overall. Okay, now overall, The Last Airbender. I know I was being very sarcastic before. I have to admit, it's not as bad as everybody's saying. Sure, the story is bland, the acting's horrible from most of the people, at least, and the direction's not very good. But at least the special effects are very nice, I think so. Throughout, some of the action scenes are really cool, even though some of them are a little weird because all they're doing is dancing around and freaking throwing fireballs. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. They have to do like a stupid, silly move just to throw fire and stuff. I'm like, oh, come on. But I still thought some of them were cool. Like, there was a part with the earthbenders versus the firebenders, and I thought it was really cool. They're just like picking up pillars of earth and blocking. It was cool. I thought it was cool. So I didn't hate the movie. I'm just gonna give it my final score. I gave it the same as in my review. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It was average, I think. So what did you think of the film?
Same thing as you. I thought the special effects were good. They were above average for sure. Some of the action scenes were pretty impressive. The martial arts looked good and so forth. But that can't save a whole movie. The majority of the movie it's just horrible. So I'm gonna be a little more generous than you though. I think the special effects alone help up the ante a little bit. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. Alright, so M. Night Shyamalan, your movie isn't as bad as everybody else is saying, but that doesn't mean you get a fucking break, so go and direct something good. I mean, he's making a new movie. He's not directing it or producing it. I think he's producing it. It's called Devil. If you haven't seen that, go look at that trailer. That looks much better than The Last Airbender, and you're just lucky we were this generous on you, M. Night Shyamalan. Alright, remember this, because next movie, I'm gonna kill you, okay? You hear me? I'm gonna kill you. Will you kill him too?
Yes, both of us.
Alright, so we're both gonna kill you. So that's our review. Thank you and bye, I guess. Bye.